Hey, YouTube fam. I hope you guys are doing all right, wherever in the world you might be right now. And you can start by putting down in the comments where are you seeing this video from. Now, give me a couple of minutes because I want to share with you something that I've experienced today, and it helped me understand a lot of things about happiness. I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm sure that many of you will find yourselves inspired by this story. You see, I never had much. I don't come from much. I was born and raised in a communist country. I escaped from there only to become homeless. But I had this big dream. One day, I'm going to become a successful person. And one day, once I will achieve this dream, I will become successful. Now, at the time, I wasn't even sure what the success meant. And despite the fact that 9 out of 10 people, they kept telling me, who the hell do you think you are? Success? What do you mean? Success is for certain people. You're just going to have to do what everyone else does. Go to school, get a job, get married, have some kids, pay some bills, and die. Well, I didn't want obviously to listen, and I never finished high school because I wanted to become a success. So I wanted to leave my country, and I left, and I became homeless. I kind of regretted it when I discovered that being homeless was not easy. But I always thought that one day I will be successful, whatever success meant, and I will be happy. And that kept me going. The years went by, and I arrived in London, and I got a job, and I got a roof over my head, and I worked hard. And I've started to think about what success is. And then I've realized that success doesn't always mean you have plenty of money, or you have the nicest car, or the nicest business, or the nicest clothes. But it also, being successful means that you are able to help a lot of people. So I've started working to that, and being helpful for me meant to encourage. I always had this thing of encouraging people, always having something good to say about all the bad things that happens. So I've decided to become a public speaker, a motivational speaker. And if you expect that some miracle happened and I just became like that, no, stop right there. It was tough, really tough, because I never studied English in school. I had no connections. I had no public speaking experience. I was afraid and being ashamed of my past of being homeless, and altogether they kind of put me on hold for months and months and months, until eventually I had nowhere to run and I had to do it. And that was the moment when I met Les Brown, and he really inspired me. And I became the public speaker. I became an award winning, as you can see, trophies. I started to acquire trophies, being on stage, sharing my story, inspiring people, being applauded. But guess what? Do you think I was happy? No. Why? Because I always craved more. Oh, don't worry, when I'm going to be on the stage with 3,000 people, oh, I'm going to be happy there. For sure, I'm going to be happy there. I enjoyed the moments being on stage, being published in magazines, having my picture on a billboard. but I wasn't truly happy because somewhere inside me I always thought of becoming bigger. And then pandemic came, and out of nowhere the events stopped, and my moment of shining was gone, just like that. All I could see around me is businesses, people going out of business, people starting to go, losing their homes, being scared, committing suicide. And from a motivational speaker that I was, I started to worry about how I'm going to survive. And again, I promised myself, when this is gone, oh, I'm gonna remember this, and I will definitely enjoy every moment of it. And the pandemic ended, and then I had to. The events were not very easy to get because people were still scared, and I had bills to pay. And since my public speaking adventure didn't make me a millionaire, I had to go and get a job and started from ground zero and work hard and keep promising myself one day I'll definitely be successful and I'll definitely be happy. Now, put down in the comments if you find yourself guilty of this. Have the courage, it's worth it. So I've started working and thinking and building projects and dreaming the day that I'll be happy. And then I said, well, all right, I worked hard and I deserve. I think I'll be happy if I buy myself a nice car. So I went and I bought myself a Bentley. And you might think right now, this definitely made him happy. Yes, he did. For a couple of days. I was happy and everyone was congratulating me. Oh, you deserve it. And, you know, a lot of people, even I knew they hated me for that. They were still, yes, CJ, you did all right. You deserve it. And then the moment was gone. Now, a couple of days back, something happened. Something really, it was bad what happened, but he had good intentions. Because a couple of days back, I was hit with a virus. It was not COVID, but it was as bad. So for 4 or 5 days, I was confined to my bed. Scared, barely breathing, couldn't eat. Don't wish for anyone. But it also gave me time to reflect on how stupid I was. And if you didn't have the moment, you don't have. You have to learn from my experience, so you don't have to pay with your experience. I encourage you to pay close attention. So I've started to have regrets of all the moments I achieved things and I was ungrateful for. I mean, not ungrateful, but I was not happy for what I did. I was not grateful for what I was achieving. I always wanted for more and thinking, oh yeah, once I achieve this big thing, I'll definitely be the happiest person in the world. I got to beat the virus, and this morning, today, because I couldn't go to work, and I'm a self-employed person, I got the news that I got fired. I've lost my job. And guess what? Instead of being grateful because the virus was gone, that I can breathe properly, and I had so many things to be grateful for, I became a sad idiot. and I've started to hate everything around me and everyone, and just being a sad idiot. So I decided to go and have a cup of coffee just to clear my mind. And I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes every bad thing that happens, it has a good reason behind. All we have to do is to have the courage to admit our mistakes and to have the courage to change. So I went to have a cup of coffee, and I went in this coffee shop, got my coffee, and I sat by the window with my thoughts and being sad and being stupid and not being grateful for the things that I had. And then I've realized that out of nowhere, a homeless person came and sat by the door outside. And I I had this thing inside. I said, "Oh, poor man. I'm just gonna buy him a cup of coffee, and it's the least I can do." Now you're not gonna believe it, but I promise you, it's the truth, and I promise you, it did change everything. So I went and I bought the man a cup of coffee, and I went outside, and I said, "Look, sir, just bought you a cup of coffee. I hope it brightens your day." Now, I know it's tough to believe, and I know that you heard many stories, but this one, I swear it's true. The minute that man raised his head, he looked at me, he gave me the brightest, the biggest smile, the most beautiful smile you were ever I was able to see. I don't know. The look in his eyes, they were so bright, and you could read happiness. I mean, it's tough to explain. It's hard, but I encourage you to try it. Go and do something like this, and you'll understand the feeling. I couldn't react. I was. It was the moment when I realized how stupid I was, because I asked her. I said, "Well, you seem a happy person. I mean, it doesn't look like you have many reasons to smile today." Only to regret it later when he said, "Young man, it might look that I might not have a lot of things, but I still have things I'm grateful for. You see, people like you, this cup of coffee, the fact that I woke up this morning, and despite the fact that I don't have a roof over my head, but I can see, I can hear, I can breathe. I'm still here. I swear to you all, I don't know if you ever experienced that, but that made me feel stupid. Stupid for the fact that in that moment I realized that I was doing something wrong. That I had so many things to be grateful for, and for some reason I decided not to. Instead, I decided to be a sour idiot who was having a sad morning, despite the fact that I have achievements. I did achieve a lot of things. I got a roof over my head. I got clothes to wear. I can take a shower any minute I want. How many times a day? I've got a nice car. I've got so many things that I should be grateful and I should be happy. I left the man in there, and when I went to bathroom, and honestly I did cry for about 5 minutes. And I made myself a promise that I will stop being stupid, and I will remember me, and not only me, I will remember every person I met, everyone will want to hear this. That's no matter how bad things seems to be in some moments of our life, all we have to do is to just stop for a second and realize that we have things that we must be grateful for. That's what I want you to do right now. I want you to pause this video right now. And I want you to think and to put down in the comments at least one thing. One thing that you're grateful for. I want you to do this right now. And I know some of you watching this video, they really go through tough situations. I know that. I'm aware of that. But believe you me, there is gotta be at least one reason. Doesn't matter how small it is. One reason to be grateful for. You will see that that will not only make you feel better, but will shift the way you think. And I want you to do something else. I want you to share this video, to share this message, because for me, it took a homeless person that I think the universe had this message. Probably the universe said, okay, you acting like an idiot. You still have a lot of value to give to the world. But if we leave you like that, we're going to lose you because you're going to become a moron. I was a few steps away to forget about all my achievements, my mission, my promises that I made to myself that I'm going to help people, and to start being an idiot and acting like a proper sad idiot. So it took this person that came out of nowhere. So I want you to share this and to share in the comments if you experience this, because it's about sharing a story. You might think it's not important, but you don't know who you're going to inspire. You don't know who needs to hear this. You see, I needed to hear that, but I needed to hear it from someone that's... Because if my boss told me this, it probably wouldn't touch me. I wouldn't realize. But when it came from this homeless person, it had an impact on me. You see, it made me change. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was driving back home, and I couldn't believe it. I still cannot believe it. That's why this video is not edited. It's just I want you to see, to feel this energy. I'm still thinking of what happened and how stupid I was. So I want you to stop for a second. Think of the things that you are grateful for. Yes, sometimes we take life for granted, we take our health for granted. But you know, I can assure you about one thing. One day, sooner or later, if we like it or not, most of us we don't, but life takes its course. And one day, sooner or later, we're all gonna sit on the deathbed. And we're all gonna regret things we weren't grateful when we had them. Don't let something go away. Be grateful for what you have instead of regretting of something you've had. Yes, we take health for granted until a virus hit us, or God forbid, a stronger disease. We think it's our right to be healthy, to wake up in the morning, to see, to hear, to move. Well, guess what? No. It's only us we take it for granted. And we're not grateful for. How many times, let's be honest, how many times you took the time in the morning to say, oh, I'm so grateful that I woke up. I can see, I can hear, I can breathe, I can jump up and down. Because it's so natural. We wake up, cup of coffee, go to work, mind our own business, dreaming of more and waiting for that day where you're going to be this big shot multi-millionaire with plenty of women, nice cars and yachts and private jets, and then we're going to be happy. That day might come or might not come, and I wish you all to experience that day. But what if that day doesn't come? Is it worth it not to be grateful for our families, for the loved ones, for our health, for the roof over our heads, for the clothes we wear, for the job we've got, for the food we put on the table, or for the message we give to the world? Isn't it worth it? More than waiting for that big day and finding ourselves on a deathbed, realizing that that day never came, and most of the times that day doesn't come just because of this mistake that we're doing. We are not grateful for what we have. We don't realize we're not grateful, we're not happy for what we have. And then probably the universe says, okay, you're not happy. That means you don't deserve more. Or I don't know. But I know one thing. The minute you start being grateful for what you've got, believe you me, your life is going to change. Mine changed. And I'll be forever grateful. I'll never forget this day. And I'll keep remember the people through my videos, through my messages. I will keep doing that because it meant a lot to me, and I know it meant a lot for you. So I encourage you. Like, share, subscribe if you want, but never let a day go by without being grateful for something. God bless you all. I hope my story inspired you. And I hope you're going to keep your promise. Because you have to promise to yourself that you're going to start being grateful right now, this very minute. See you in the next video.